Here is what you need to know about the preliminary draft Medical Marijuana Program Rule 2021. Why should this be important to you? Well, if you're a patient who benefits from community caregivers, if you're a caregiver, if you're a family member or friend of a caregiver, if you're a member of the public that believes in expanded patient care access, if you're a member of the public directly benefiting from the economy the Maine Medical Marijuana Program has created, if you're interested in keeping money in Maine, if you're a community business that benefits from the economic activity generated by a robust network of community-based cannabis businesses, if you have a child with conditions that could benefit from medical marijuana, this may be important to you. What's happened? There has been an attempted attack on the Maine Medical Marijuana Program as we know it. Patients' rights, small businesses, families, communities, and our state are all at stake here. The preliminary draft of the Medical Marijuana Program is an assault on the most progressive medical marijuana program in this country and the state's second largest industry. This document, drafted by the Maine Office of Marijuana Policy, is clearly serving out-of-state corporate cannabis and special interests. The new proposed rules are burdensome, to say the least. Here's what will happen. Decrease patient access to care by making it extremely difficult to obtain medical marijuana card. Product costs will increase by at least 50%. Tens of thousands of patients will be left with only pharmaceuticals or the outrageously overpriced adult use program to choose from. Hundreds of small businesses will be forced to close overnight due to massively increased costs to operate. Local donations, spending, and investment from the businesses that will close will dry up overnight, sucking the life out of the rural areas with little else to support their economies. Dramatic decline in patient choice and dramatic increase in healthcare costs for those without insurance. Providers will also be forced to close that cannot afford the $50,000 to $500,000 it will take for them to fit into this new corporate scheme. The largest state tax revenue will no longer exist, forcing cultivators back into the underground market. Here's what you can do about this. You can read the proposed rules at the following link, and then you can make a public comment at the link below that. You can write your local senator and representatives and tell them your concerns. And you can also write to the Health and Human Services Committee that oversees the MMMP and share concerns with them as well. Here's what we need to ask for. 1. Delete the requirement for a medical provider to be a specialist in the area of medicine they are certifying you for. 2. Remove any new packaging rules that would contribute to unnecessary and terrible waste clogging Maine's streets, waterways, trails, and dumps. 3. Remove any language prohibiting discounts and sample for patients. 4. Remove the copied and pasted application process from the adult use program that lets the OMP weed out any business that doesn't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to spend to comply. 5. Remove labeling requirements that treat cannabis worse than toxic waste. 6. Remove purchase limits for patients copied from the adult use program. 7. Eliminate language giving OMP free rein to invent violations and new rules arbitrarily as they see fit. 8. Explicitly allow caregiver storefronts to deliver. 9. Stop involving law enforcement in the enforcement of civil issues, which is only perpetrating the drug war against Maine citizens. 10. Allow caregivers to raise money the same way the adult use licensees are able to. 11. Restrict OMP tracking to sales and revenues reporting only, like all other legal businesses in the state of Maine. 12. Eliminate the attempt to circumvent the legislature and introduce backdoor mandatory testing. 13. Eliminate language preventing caregiver business from contacting their opted-in customers via text and email. 14. Eliminate language preventing caregivers from operating out of their homes and requiring physical storefront. 15. Dramatically expand the list for pediatric disorders that physicians can prescribe for. I wanted to comment that this is not a complete list of complaints, as we have little time at this stage to examine the 81-page document fully and all of its implications.